Is good up here. All right, questions for Robinson?
Robenson, this is obviously the first time we've spoken to you this season during the regular year. What happened with the eligibility issue before the year? Yes, and what was that like for you to go through?
It was really like devastating. I mean, it happened. It's behind me now in the past. Just focus on just getting back to the old me, just knowing about the situation. It was just like I said, devastating. But God blessed me and gave me that opportunity, so I'm gonna take advantage of it.
Do you feel like because of that, it kind of put you behind to start the season? Because maybe you were like missing practice reps for things maybe you would have got otherwise?
Yeah, something like that, But when I think about it, I just, have to keep moving forward, and getting back to the fundamentals of how I was thinking about approaching the season before, that situation happened.
Oh, how tough was Saturday night? I mean, they threw the ball around a good bit and targeted you guys in the slot a lot. Was that a tough game to go through?
I mean, as far as communication, I mean, it was pretty tough, but a lot of that was just gimmies, based off lack of communication and just making plays. But at the end of the day, it was going to be a tough one. We knew what to expect, and once we got close, we knew how to find a way to win.
Has your position changed a little bit? It seems like you're out there in man in the slot so much just because teams run so many 3 receiver sets.
It's pretty much the same, but this year we're more like man coverage team. But it's pretty much the same as far as last year.
But the challenge this week, obviously, Ole Miss has a pretty good group of receivers too. What have you seen from those guys so far?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of good routes. I mean, obviously they're good route runners, but then again, it's such as a group of our DB group. I mean, we're a man team, so it's really nothing we haven't seen before. Just just like Mississippi State, they'll throw the ball, so we're gonna be in their face this week.
What have you seen from Bo Wallace?
This year, I've seen a lot of consistency. Despite the first game he had, the first game, but I just seen a lot of consistent, a lot of good decision making. But we still think he's the same guy as last year. But just they probably have more good receivers that can run around that makes him more comfortable to throw the ball. And that's about it.
But do you think he's gotten better and more consistent than he was last
Yeah,
year?
I feel like he got better.
Seems early on that you were used a lot more, especially in a single package, the blitz off the edge and stuff. Was that something that you turned to the coach and said, I want to be a part of this? I want to do a lot more blitz?
It was something that fit the defensive style. Coach knows that I like to be a part of the blitzing and just, pressure and quarterback. And that's a great package that we use most often for passing teams.
When you're putting pressure on, if it's through a gap or something, I understand it can open up the lane for you, but when you're going up against left tackles who are just 100+ pounds heavier than you, what is the challenge of that matchup? Because those guys are just so much larger than you are.
Yeah, it's just about just being low and just driving through the gap. I mean, everyone has a responsibility, and whatever my responsibility is, I just just go hard at it or whatever, and probably cause another player, probably cause something to happen, But going against those 300-pounders, it's really not nothing to me.
Robinson, fourth quarter, you guys didn't get up any points. What was the difference between that and the first 3 quarters?
Just about communicating and just going back to the basics. We had a lazy start, but once we communicated, we talked about it. We just told each other that we had to just straighten up, straighten each other, and that's what we did.
Create